Phuket, Thailand, the pull of the Andaman. It's seeing like this huge surge in luxury real estate.
Wow.
And we're diving into this article from OceanWwp Phuket Real Estate to like really unpack it all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fascinating because with all the changes going on globally,
Right.
who would have thought that this little slice of paradise would become like, a real estate hotspot?
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Well, I think the pandemic really just shook everything up. It just shifted how we all think about work and living and people, especially those with the means,
Yeah.
They started looking for a better quality of life.
Yep.
And some are finding that in Phuket. It's not just a vacation spot anymore.
No, it's not. And the article actually mentions there are a staggering 500 residential projects
Wow.
that are underway in Phuket.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It's a lot of people, it seems, are ready to trade in their city lives for island living.
Yeah. So people want that island life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's so special about Phalang district?
In Phuket.
Yeah.
The article says nearly 70% of the island's residential investment is happening there.
Yeah.
Why Phalang?
Well, Phalang is in North Phuket.
Okay.
And it really is becoming like the epicenter of this whole boom.
Wow.
It's fascinating to see how, a new luxury landscape is emerging
Right?
in this specific area.
Yeah, that's a huge chunk of investment, though.
It is.
70%. What's happening in other areas of Phuket?
Well, other areas are seeing a surge, too.
Yeah.
The article points to Rawai, where land prices have jumped 14-fold in just 2 decades.
14 times?
14 times.
What is fueling that kind of price increase?
I think it's a confluence of factors,
Oh,
the
right.
increasing desirability of Phuket,
Yeah.
limited land availability, and a growing influx of, affluent buyers.
Okay, so who are the players driving all this development? Are we talking local developers, big global names?
It's a mix.
Okay.
The article highlights Botanica luxury villas. They are seeing like record sales
Wow.
with their high-end projects.
So what's drawing buyers to Botanica specifically?
Well, Botanica seems to have tapped into what affluent buyers want.
Oh.
They're not just selling villas, they're selling a lifestyle.
Okay.
Their projects often feature like contemporary designs, high-end finishes,
Yeah.
and amenities that cater to, a discerning clientele.
So it's more than just the property. It's the whole experience that
It's
comes
like-
with it.
Yeah, and it's not just smaller developers like Botanica.
Okay.
Large players such as Sansiri and Origin Group,
Oh, yeah.
who already have a presence in Thailand,
Right.
are also expanding their luxury offerings in Phuket.
Okay.
They're building condos and villas that cater to this demand.
So it sounds like there's a real shift towards luxury living in Phuket.
Yeah.
The article also mentioned branded residences.
Yes.
What exactly are those?
Branded residences take the luxury experience a step further. Think of high-end brands like fashion houses or five-star hotels.
Okay.
Getting into the real estate game.
Oh, so it's like buying a piece of that brand.
Precisely.
Okay.
Take the standard residences, for example.
Okay.
They are set to open in Phuket in 2026.
Wow.
And they are attracting a lot of interest from affluent buyers.
I bet.
You're not just buying a residence, you're buying into the standards brand aesthetic and everything that comes with it.
So it's like living the brand, not just wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of buyers, the article brought up a surge in Russian buyers.
Yes.
In Phuket.
Yeah,
That adds an interesting layer
it does.
to this whole real estate boom.
Yeah, the Bangkok Post cited in the article has reported on this trend.
Oh, wow.
This influx of Russian buyers isn't simply about vacationing. It's
Okay.
about investment
Wow.
and potentially seeking a new life in Phuket.
What's driving this trend, do you think?
Well, it's complex.
Yeah.
There's the desire for a stable and secure environment, perhaps fueled by economic and political uncertainties back home.
Yeah.
But there's also the allure of Phuket itself.
Sure.
The beauty, the climate, the lifestyle.
Right. So it's a blend of push and pull factors.
Exactly.
But with all this development and influx of buyers, what about the environmental impact? Phuket is known for its natural beauty.
Absolutely. That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Rapid development can put a strain on resources and potentially harm the very environment that makes Phuket so attractive.
Right.
The article acknowledges those concerns.
So are we just looking at profits over preservation?
Not always.
Okay.
The article highlights some developers who are taking a more sustainable approach.
Oh, okay, good.
Trivananda, for instance, is committed to preserving 85% of their land as natural wetland.
Wow.
They're aiming to strike a balance between development and environmental responsibility.
That's encouraging. So it's not just a one-sided story.
Right.
There are developers out there trying to do things a little
Yeah,
different.
and trying to do it right.
This is fascinating. There's so much more to unpack here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like the potential social and cultural impacts?
Okay.
Especially with that influx of Russian buyers we were talking about.
Yeah, that's a crucial aspect to consider.
Yeah.
This kind of shift in demographics is bound to have an impact. We're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about different cultures, lifestyles, expectations,
Sure.
converging all in one place.
Yeah.
How will Phuket, especially the local community, adapt and evolve in response to this?
That's a great point. It's not just about buildings and investments. It's about people and their lives.
Right.
It makes you wonder about the long-term implications, both positive and potentially challenging.
Absolutely. And this raises even more questions.
Okay.
Like, how will this influx of wealth and foreign buyers impact the local community and culture?
Yeah.
Will Phuket be able to retain its unique charm and identity in the face of such rapid change?
These are important questions
Yeah.
that go beyond, just the real estate aspect. It's a reminder that development has ripple effects
Yeah.
that touch every part of society.
It's about finding a balance, a sustainable path that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Okay, let's dig deeper into this.
Okay.
We've covered the who, the what, and where of Phuket's luxury boom, but the why and the how are just as important.
Right.
What are your thoughts on the broader implications of this trend, especially in the context of like global shifts and sustainability?
Well, what's happening in Phuket is a microcosm of what's happening globally. The desire for a better quality of life, the search for stable investments,
Right.
the increasing demand for luxury experiences, and the pressing need for sustainable solutions. These are trends that are playing out all over the world.
Yeah.
Phuket is just one stage where this drama is unfolding, and it's a fascinating case study for how these forces interact and shape the future.
It's like holding a magnifying glass to the world.
Yeah.
What we see in Phuket offers valuable insights into the larger challenges and opportunities we face as a global society.
It does.
This raises some important questions. What are the potential consequences, both positive and negative, of this trend?
Right.
And how can we, as individuals and as a global community, navigate these changes in a way that benefits everyone and protects our planet?
Those are excellent questions, and ones that deserve careful consideration. Let's dive into those next.
Okay. We were just talking about those branded residences.
Right.
It's interesting how these luxury brands are blurring the lines between hospitality and real estate.
Yeah.
It's not just about owning a property. It's about buying into like a whole lifestyle.
It's a savvy move by these brands.
Yeah.
They're tapping into this desire for exclusivity
Right.
and like a curated experience.
Yeah.
Buyers aren't just looking for a place to live anymore.
Right.
They're seeking a sense of belonging, a community that aligns with, their values and aspirations.
The article mentioned the standard residences as a prime example.
Yeah.
What makes this development so appealing to these affluent buyers?
Well, the standard residences set to open in 2026 offer more than just, stunning ocean views and high-end finishes.
Sure.
They're selling access to the standard's cool, hip vibe.
Okay.
A community of like-minded individuals,
Right.
exclusive events, concierge services, amenities that cater to a global, sophisticated clientele.
Wow.
It's about being part of a scene,
Yeah.
a tribe, if you will.
It's like creating a sense of place.
Right.
A home away from home, but elevated
Exactly.
to a whole new level.
And this trend is gaining traction.
Okay.
We're seeing more and more luxury brands,
Yeah.
from fashion houses to automakers,
Wow.
venturing into the real estate realm.
Great.
It's a natural extension of their brand identity, a way to solidify their presence in the lives of their most loyal customers.
So it makes you wonder about the potential impact on Phuket's social fabric.
Right.
Does this influx of ultra-wealthy buyers and branded residences create like a sense of exclusivity that could alienate the local community?
That's a valid concern. Yeah.
It's vital to consider the potential social and economic disparities that could arise.
Yeah.
Will these developments benefit the local community, or will they lead to a widening gap between the haves and have-nots?
Right. It's a question that deserves attention as Phuket navigates this period of rapid growth and transformation.
Absolutely.
Let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and go back to those Russian buyers.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on some potential reasons for this influx,
Right.
but what are the broader implications of this trend, particularly for Phuket's cultural landscape?
Well, the arrival of a significant number of Russian buyers and residents
Yeah,
is bound to have a cultural impact.
right.
It introduces new customs, languages,
Yeah.
and ways of life.
Yeah,
This can be enriching, fostering cultural exchange and diversity,
sure.
but it also raises questions about integration
Right.
and the preservation of Phuket's own unique identity.
It's a delicate balance, welcoming new influences while cherishing and preserving what makes Phuket special.
How do you see this playing out?
It's hard to predict with certainty.
Yeah.
Phuket has a history of absorbing different cultural influences over the centuries,
Right.
from Chinese traders to European explorers.
Yeah?
The key will be finding ways to foster understanding and create a sense of community that embraces both the old and the new.
It's a fascinating social experiment unfolding in real time.
It is.
We've talked a lot about the economic and social impacts,
Yeah.
but let's not forget the environmental aspect.
Right.
The article highlighted Trivananda
Mm-hmm.
as an example of a developer incorporating sustainable practices.
Yes.
But how widespread is this approach?
Right.
Is it enough to mitigate the potential environmental damage from this construction boom?
Well, while it's encouraging to see developers like Trivananda prioritizing sustainability,
No.
there's still the exception rather than the rule.
Okay.
Many developments prioritize profit maximization
Yeah.
over environmental considerations.
So it's a mixed bag.
Yes, and this highlights the need for stronger regulations
Yeah.
and incentives to promote sustainable development practices across the board.
Yeah.
It's not just about individual developers doing the right thing.
Right.
It's about creating a system that encourages and rewards responsible development.
We need a framework that ensures development benefits both the economy and the environment,
Yes.
not one at the expense of the other.
Exactly.
What are some specific steps that could be taken to achieve this balance?
Well, there are several approaches.
Okay.
We could look at stricter building codes
Mm-hmm.
that mandate energy efficiency and water conservation.
Okay.
We could incentivize developers to incorporate green building practices, like using sustainable materials and renewable energy sources. And perhaps most importantly, we need to raise awareness among buyers and investors
Yeah.
about the importance of choosing sustainable developments.
It's about creating a culture of sustainability
Yes.
where both developers and buyers prioritize eco-friendly practices. The article focused on the luxury market,
Right.
but what about the impact on affordable housing for the local community?
Yeah.
Is this boom making it harder for locals to find affordable places to live?
That's a critical question.
Yeah.
As land values skyrocket and development focuses on luxury properties,
Right.
it can put pressure on the availability and affordability of housing for local residents.
Yeah.
This can lead to displacement and social tension.
So it's not just about preserving the environment, it's about preserving the social fabric of Phuket as well.
Exactly. Sustainable development should not come at the cost of social equity.
Right.
We need to ensure that local communities benefit from this economic growth, not get pushed aside.
It's about creating a future for Phuket that's both prosperous and inclusive.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on how to address this challenge?
It requires a multifaceted approach.
Okay.
We need policies that encourage the development of affordable housing, perhaps through zoning regulations or tax incentives. We also need to empower local communities
Yeah.
to have a voice in the development process, ensuring their needs and concerns are heard and addressed.
It's about finding solutions that benefit everyone, not just the wealthy few.
Right.
This brings us to a crucial question.
Okay.
How do we measure the true success of Phuket's development boom? Is it just about economic growth and rising property values, or is there more to it?
That's a question that goes to the heart of sustainable development.
Yeah.
True success cannot be measured solely by economic indicators.
Okay.
We need to consider the social and environmental impacts as well.
Yeah.
Are we creating a Phuket that's not only prosperous, but also equitable and environmentally sustainable?
Yeah.
Are we preserving the island's natural beauty and cultural heritage for future generations?
Those are good questions.
These are the metrics that truly matter.
This leads to another thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What are the potential unintended consequences of this rapid development, and how can we mitigate them?
Yeah. That's a crucial aspect to consider.
Yeah.
Unintended consequences can range from environmental degradation and resource depletion
Right.
to social displacement and cultural erosion.
Yeah.
To mitigate these risks, we need careful planning,
Okay.
robust regulations, and ongoing monitoring to assess the impact of development and make adjustments as needed.
So it's about being proactive, not reactive.
Exactly.
It's about anticipating challenges and having strategies in place to address them.
Yes.
It sounds like a complex balancing act juggling economic growth, environmental protection, and social equity.
It is, and there are no easy answers.
Right.
But by engaging in open dialogue involving all stakeholders and prioritizing long-term sustainability over short-term gains,
Yeah.
we can strive to create a future for Phuket that's both prosperous and fulfilling for all.
We've been talking about this need for balance, balancing economic growth with environmental protection and social equity.
Right.
But how do we actually achieve that balance?
Yeah.
It's easy to talk about, but much harder to put into practice.
You're absolutely right. It requires a shift in mindset, a move away from short-term gains and towards a long-term vision for Phuket.
Yeah.
We need like a holistic approach that considers, the interconnectedness of the economy, the environment, and the community.
The article focused on Phuket, but this tension between development and sustainability is playing out all over the world.
It is.
What can we learn from Phuket's experience?
Right.
Are there any lessons that can be applied to other places facing similar challenges?
Phuket offers a valuable case study. It highlights the importance of proactive planning and the need to engage all stakeholders in the development process. It demonstrates the potential consequences of unchecked development, both of the environment and the social fabric of a community.
So it's a cautionary tale, but also a source of potential solutions.
Yeah, I think so.
What are some specific strategies that other destinations can learn from either things that Phuket is doing well or perhaps things they could be doing better?
One key takeaway is the importance of diversifying the economy beyond just tourism and real estate. Investing in education technology and sustainable industries can create a more resilient and balanced economy, less susceptible to the booms and busts of a single sector.
That makes sense. Putting all your eggs in one basket can be risky.
Exactly.
What about on the environmental front? Are there any innovative approaches to sustainable development in Phuket that other places could adopt?
Phuket is starting to see some promising examples. We mentioned Trivananda's commitment to preserving natural wetlands. There are also initiatives to promote renewable energy, reduce waste, and protect marine ecosystems. These are all steps in the right direction.
It sounds like Phuket is taking some positive steps, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, there's always more to do.
What about the role of government? What kind of policies and regulations are needed to ensure responsible and sustainable development?
Strong leadership and effective policies are essential. This includes things like stricter building codes that prioritize energy efficiency and sustainable materials, zoning regulations that protect sensitive ecological areas, and incentives for developers to adopt green building practices.
So it's about creating a regulatory environment that encourages and rewards sustainable development.
Right. It's about setting the right framework.
But regulations alone aren't enough, are they?
No, they're not. It also requires a shift in attitudes and behaviors, both among developers and consumers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to foster a culture of sustainability where developers see the value in building responsibly and consumers prioritize eco-friendly choices. It's about recognizing that sustainability is not just good for the planet, it's good for business as well.
Exactly. Sustainability can be a win-win.
It's about creating a win-win situation for both the economy and the environment.
Right.
But how do we get there? How do we shift those attitudes and behaviors?
Well, education and awareness are key. We need to educate consumers about the impact of their choices, promote the benefits of sustainable living, and showcase examples of successful sustainable development projects. It's about changing the narrative, demonstrating that sustainability is not about sacrifice. It's about creating a better future for everyone.
It's about changing the perception of sustainability from a burden to an opportunity.
I like that.
What about the role of the local community?
Yeah.
How can they be more involved in shaping the future of Phuket's development?
Community engagement is crucial. Local residents have a deep understanding of the island's unique challenges and opportunities. They need to have a voice in the decision-making process, ensuring that development aligns with their values and aspirations.
It's about empowering communities to be active participants, not passive bystanders in the development process.
I agree.
We've talked a lot about the big picture, but what about the individual? What can our listeners do, even from afar,
Right.
to contribute to a more sustainable future for Phuket and other destinations like it?
Even small actions can make a difference. When you travel, choose eco-friendly accommodations and tour operators. Support businesses that are committed to sustainability. Educate yourself about the issues and spread the word. Every choice we make as consumers and as citizens has an impact.
It's about being conscious consumers,
Yeah.
making choices that align with our values. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. It's clear that Phuket's luxury property boom is a complex issue with far-reaching implications. It's a story of global trends, economic forces, environmental challenges, and social change all converging on this beautiful island. But it's also a story of hope, a story of people working to find solutions to create a future that is both prosperous and sustainable.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's a reminder that we are all interconnected. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. By working together, by prioritizing long-term thinking, and by embracing the principles of sustainability, we can create a future that benefits everyone and preserves the beauty and wonder of our planet for generations to come.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Phuket's luxury property boom. We hope this conversation has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to think critically about the challenges and opportunities facing our world. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep making choices that create a better future for all.